Today is an important day worldwide, not only in South Sudan, but worldwide, the World Press Freedom Day. I take this opportunity to congratulate my sisters, brothers, sons and daughters of the Republic of South Sudan who are in this field of journalism. I congratulate them for this occasion, and this is a very important day for all of us. The Republic of South Sudan joins them today to celebrate with them this momentous occasion. The Transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011, as amended, is crystal clear in Part 2 of which is the Bill of Rights. It says, under Article 9, I read, 1. Bill of Rights is a covenant among the people of South Sudan and between them and their government at every level, and a commitment to respect and promote human rights and fundamental freedoms enshrined in this Constitution. It is the cornerstone of social justice, equality, and democracy. 2. The rights and freedoms of individuals and groups enshrined in this bill shall be respected, upheld, and promoted by all organs and agencies of government and by all persons. Persons here means legal and individuals. They are all referred to in law as persons. All rights and freedoms enshrined in international human rights treaties, covenants, instruments ratified or acceded by the Republic of South Sudan shall be an integral part of this bill. 4. The Bill of Rights shall be upheld by the Supreme Court and other competent courts and monitored by Human Rights Commission. Article 24 of the same Bill of Rights, it is freedom of expression and media. It says, 1. Every citizen shall have the right to the freedom of expression, reception, and dissemination of information, publication, and access to the press without prejudice to public order, safety, or morality, or morals as prescribed by law. As prescribed by law. Let us take that by law. All levels of government shall guarantee the freedom of the press and other media as shall be regulated by law in a democratic society. By law in a democratic society. That is also very important. 3. All media shall abide by professional ethics. All media shall abide by professional ethics. Article 32 of the same Bill of Rights, that is of the Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan, it says every citizen has the right to access to official information and records, including electronic records in the possession of any level of government or any organ or agency thereof, except where the release of such information is likely to prejudice public security or the right to privacy or any other person. Except, which is an exception from the general rule. These constitutional provisions of the Bill of Rights cannot be fully or partially suspended by the President of the Republic in case of a state of emergency, except under Article 190, which says, during the state of emergency, the President of the Republic may, by law or orders, take any measures that shall not derogate from the provisions of this Constitution except as provided herein. That is, the President, even in the case of a state of emergency, he cannot completely, because during the state of emergency, of course, constitutions are usually suspended, or some provisions of the constitutions are usually suspended. This provision says, in case of a state of emergency, the President has the right. The President should not tamper with the Bill of Rights except under the following. 1. To suspend part of the Bill of Rights, however, there shall be no infringement on the right to life, prohibition against slavery, prohibition against torture, the right of non-discrimination on the basis of race, sex, religious creed, the right of litigation, or the right to fair trial. This is one exception. That cannot be touched. Number 2, to dissolve or suspend any institution of the national executive. You cannot suspend any institution which is established by law. C, dissolve or suspend any of the state organs or suspend such powers conferred upon the state under this Constitution. The state here, the state referred to here, is the state, not our South Sudan as a state, but the states under the government of South Sudan. D, to take any such measures as deemed necessary to the state of emergency which shall have the force of law. These are the provisions that are put in our Constitution in order to protect the Bill of Rights and in order to protect you as journalists, because you are included here. Besides these constitutional provisions, the government has promulgated media laws. We have enacted media laws. One of them is the Media Authority. And you know very well, as journalists, you know the role played by the Media Authority during this time. I believe it is the Media Authority that mandated to improve the index of South Sudan now. Without the Media Authority, without him being on your neck all the time, directing you and showing you the direction, showing you the way, South Sudan would have not been in the index, would have not come up in the index today. So I really appreciate the role played by Brother Elijah for this tangible role which he played during this time. Because by the time when we established the Media Authority, there had been a lot of complaints. People have been complaining. Media Authority is doing this, it is doing this, but it was doing the right thing. And I'm sure you have now come to trust the Media Authority and you know it very well. Some of you now have not been arrested again even though you have been in conflict with the law. But now you are free, there is nobody who is arrested. This is not that simple. It was through his efforts that he managed to bring you up to this level. So I really appreciate the role of the Media Authority in this particular. We have also enacted the Access to Information Act, so that you have the right to access information. and we have established the Information Commission. This does not mean that all these laws have no limitations, because there is no free lunch. All of you, we have enacted laws and we have given you all your rights, but nevertheless, the government, in recognition of this vital role that a vibrant, free, professional, and independent media plays in national development, the government came up with policies on journalist training, creation of the necessary conducive regulatory environment, enhancing media development and promotion of media pluralism, collaboration with the media stakeholders, identify and address the challenges facing the industry. However, these rights and freedoms are coupled with obligations that stakeholders must also respect and abide by, including ethical media reporting, professionalism, accuracy and impartiality, combating misinformation and disinformation, and hate speech, fact-checking. And those of you who have been attending my press conferences, when you ask me as to, we are informed that Riek Machar is under house arrest, I told you the house is just here. Why don't you go and see? This is exactly what I meant. It is not enough that you hear the information from the Minister of Information that yes, we have arrested Riek Machar and he is now under house arrest. Go and see it yourself. This is the most important. This is a fact checking. Once you had anything, counter check it before you could check it before you could talk about it. Because sometimes you may find yourself talking on an information which is not true. And when you write on things which are not properly checked, you find yourself in conflict with the law. That is one. You will sometimes find yourself stepping on the toes of others. And by stepping on the toes of others, it means that when you write a controversial report against me, which you have not confirmed, or writing a defamatory or a hate speech, then definitely you will be in conflict with me and will have the right to take you to the court for libel or defamation, as the case may be. This is why it is very important that you check whatever information you get before you talk about it. Collaborative approach to build trust through an open communication and engagement. Finally, promote peace and reconciliation and development in South Sudan through accurate information and supporting initiatives. This is very important. Yes, the rights are there, but also with it are obligations. You need to abide by your obligations also, so that you don't find yourself in conflict with the law. This is all that we are saying. Before I conclude, there had been a talk about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a development in the field of technology. And artificial intelligence is coming with two things. It is coming with two at the same time. Artificial intelligence represents opportunities and challenges as well in the press freedom and landscape in South Sudan. In terms of opportunities, artificial intelligence enhances journalistic practices by authenticating tasks, improving efficiency, enabling new forms of storytelling. These are the advantages. But In terms of challenges, artificial intelligence poses risk, among others, the spread of misinformation and disinformation. The manipulation of public opinions, it is a potential weapon for self-interest or bias. It is also a potential threat to the labor market. It is a potential threat to the labor market. In the first world, especially in the first world, where of course the first world has advanced and they are moving to the artificial intelligence, but where are we in terms of artificial intelligence? It is a threat to the third world, to the labor market, because recently, last week I was in Addis, and we attended a ministerial summit where we had a discussion on the artificial intelligence. And the report was that within the coming few days, the labor market will be 40% artificial intelligence. Labor market will be 40% artificial intelligence. So, and for us here, we are talking of creating a labor market. People there are reducing the labor market. That is the dangerous part of it. So, when we adopt the artificial intelligence, let us use it in accordance with our situation. Because we are not here to go from here directly to the artificial, to the labor market and apply the artificial intelligence at a time when we are actually struggling to create jobs for our coming generations. But the artificial intelligence cuts down the labor market. We don't need to create jobs. The first one is working with artificial intelligence because their market is advanced. And these are business people who want to make use the production, the rate of the cost of production must be very low so that you make more money. But for us here, we are here to create jobs so that we provide labor. So that is the situation in which we are. We need to be very careful because the artificial intelligence is, yeah, we want it, but we should take it in accordance with our situation. The artificial intelligence, therefore, we must proactively address these challenges to ensure that artificial intelligence serves as a tool for empowerment and not a threat to the press, media, or the labor market. It's the most important part that we need to know so that we don't. In conclusion, as we celebrate World Press Freedom Day 2025, let us reaffirm our commitment to protecting and promoting press freedom in South Sudan. By working together, we can create a media landscape that is vibrant, independent, and responsible, and that serves as a vital pillar of our democracy. The Ministry of ICT and Postal Services remains fully committed and dedicated in support to the media in its critical role of informing, educating, and empowering our citizens empowering our citizens. In fact, the media is the fourth pillar of any government, as it is said. So be assured that we are here to support you, and we'll make sure that we develop you to the required standard. However, as stated by some of the colleagues, there is a report of some of the media houses which are still down. Yes, they are still down because they are either in conflict with the law or they have their own other problems. And as long as you are in conflict with the law, then you follow up your case so that it is resolved. And if you have any problem, it is the media authority that is your advocate. So you report to the media authority and they will address your case. Some of the media houses are closed down because of their financial crisis. That is not our problem. We will not be in a position. We will not be in a position to solve it for you, because that is our own problem. Yugo Monitor and other media houses are closed. Yes, they are in conflict with the law or any other. Let them go to the media authority, they will know why and how will their problems be resolved. In addition, what I would like to inform you is that, yes, we are going for elections in 2026. And before we go for elections, we will train you as journalists. For elections, it is our duty. We'll give you the necessary training because you will be part and parcel of the monitoring body in the elections. So you will be trained, be ready. When we call you for training, don't give us any excuses, attend the training. This is what I can tell you so that we prepare you for elections, because the elections, we believe that the elections that we will run will be free, fair, credible, and we will create the necessary conducive atmosphere for elections so that everybody enters that field without fear of anything. With that, I thank you very much.